I'm Tommy Gunn.
Susie Owens. Voodoo.
Jacquelina. You're watching Comics TV.
Spider-Man, Superman, they're all coming right to you. Venom, Bud, Archie too, they will all be here for you on Comics TV. Comics TV. Fantasy and enemy, what's it gonna be now? Alternative and mainstream too, here every week for you on Comics TV. Comics TV.
Here.
What we were talking about,
Next,
here's your vertebraker, the one we were talking about, the very first one we went. This was the one that was, I paid actually like $22 myself at a show for this one, and it's still in the package because this is the original painting and the original vertebraker.
Oh, that's the one that's worth the same price whether it's in the package or out.
Exactly.
All of $8.
So here I am, I'm going and I'm stupid, and I go and pay $22, and then I go to Hills, and there's 2 million of them on the shelves a year later. But this was the specialty one that was almost impossible to find back then.
16 points of articulated evil.
Yes, in other words, it moves like, got more moving parts than
you know what to do with.
Armless, whatever it is.
Than my armless and headless angel. Then we got Clown 2. Now, Clown 2, you find it, there's actually 2 different paintings on this one now already. There's a bright orange guns and everything.
I see. The original Clown, his head flips around.
Yeah.
These ones don't.
This one's don't.
Okay, that's worth $8 in the package.
And
that's from series
4. This is from series 4. The only one in this series right here in series 4 that is literally still impossible to pick up is the Max.
Yes, that one is.
The Max, because they have the Izzes with them, the little Izzes, and the limited Max one has white Iz, and the common one has a black Iz. And I mean, I've seen these at shows, and people, the prices they're asking are just absolutely ridiculous. I'd never pay $150, $200 for a toy. Actually, I probably would, but that's beside the point. Here's another one that was hard at first to get, and now they got the repaint out.
Super Patriot.
And this one, I picked this one up at Hills, $7.97. Compare.
That one's
Super
worth,
Patriot.
That one's worth $10. That's Series 6, 1996. It's worth $10 in the package. Their repainted one is worth $8.
Yeah.
It has blue lines on the card backs.
This isn't a reprint. That's the original.
It's an original. It's worth $10.
Ooh. Now here's one of my favorites because this is absolutely ridiculous. I thought it was. Steve runs out and buys Violator 2. The big action toy.
Action.
Okay, the big one. I was all excited and everything because I got a hold of one.
This is from 95 series. Does it say what series? No.
3.
Number 3. He is worth $8 in that condition.
And then look at this. Series 4. You have Cygor Violator 2. Now, the problem is they mispackaged these, I found out. Instead of putting the Cyber Violator 2, they just packaged them in the Violator 2 boxes. This was another thing I talked to this gentleman on the internet.
See, yeah, there's a little difference. He's a cyborg.
He's got metal parts, and the other guys, it's the same exact thing, but metal parts and parts is parts. Chicken's parts is parts. But like another thing, probably about $8
I don't know.
in the package.
I don't see that one. Where is it? I've got Violator 2 here from 95.
Yeah.
There's no Violator.
Right.
Another Violator.
This should be the Cyber Violator.
Huh. Does it show it on?
It doesn't even show it on the box.
Let's see if I can find it.
And then it's on here. Violator 2.
Oh yeah, it's just called Violator 2.
But look at which ones it's on. It's on the wrong box.
Huh. So this one is actually the real Violator 2.
This is the real Violator 2.
What the heck is that?
This is just a Violator 2 that's in the wrong box. So I mean,
Is that an original Violator?
this is the original Violator.
Violator 1?
Yeah, full size in a Violator 2 box.
Huh.
It's pretty interesting. Then I got Tiffany. I had to go out and get Tiffany.
Isn't she a rock star?
Yes, I think she's like 19 now.
Did we see that at the show?
Yeah, we picked this one up at the show. You can get good deals on these, trust me. At the show, I think I paid $3 for this.
Tiffany, yeah, she's $15 in this condition.
So I mean, it was like
15 for Tiffany.
I was impressed.
And you don't
because,
even have to listen to her sing.
Yes, you don't even have to listen to her. She's got real hair, and she's wearing panties. I just want Mike to know that. Then we go to the Wetworks, Mendoza. This is off the original Wetworks series.
Now, just so you know,
Series 2.
if you don't know, Wetworks series was done by McFarlane Toys, as was Youngblood series.
Yes.
They were all done by Todd McFarlane's.
Youngblood series did not go over too well, though. It did not sell.
Who's that one you got?
This one, Mendoza.
Mendoza is from it's a 6-inch 1996 figure. He's worth $8 in that condition. None of these, the only ones that are really worth anything out of here are the Mother One and Werewolf.
Well, all right, Mother One and Werewolf. Let me tell you, Blood Queen is one of the hardest ones to find out of this series. I thought Assassin 1 would be.
That one's $15.
But Blood Queen, that was another specialty, one per box, and most of the dealers picked them up right away. Frankenstein, which I have right here, which was one of my favorite ones that I picked up.
Frankenstein's worth $8.
Yeah, they just re-released different colors on him. But I mean, like I said, I ran out of room, so I started keeping them in the package to store them.
You know what was a neat one? Which one was it? The one that had a light in him?
Oh yeah, the guy with the razor. Where is he? Not the Curse. There's another character. He had a light right inside of his chest that lit up.
Yeah, if you press the button.
If you press the button, I can't think of the name right now, but it was pretty neat.
Redeemer.
Redeemer.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah, it's kind of neat.
Yeah.
That one's cheap. You can find that one sometimes.
It's got all of them on here.
Yeah.
And here is my last but least special one.
Special gold.
I picked this one up at show. It's the Medieval Spawn Gold Edition.
That one right there is worth $18 in that condition right there in the box. Mint in package.
And I mean, it's pretty neat to look at because it's minted in gold. And like I said now, most of the dealers end up having these. Normal people don't get a chance to buy them because the dealers hide them.
Now there are some other ones, some other special ones that some stores have. Target has some special ones. Kmart had a special one. There were some other ones, including there's someone that are worth some big bucks here. Spawn Blue. Oh, it came from Diamond Comics. It must have been a direct only. That one's worth $130 in the package.
Well, then we got Spawn Mobiles.
Yes, there's some.
I got the Spawn Mobile and the Violator Mobile. How much are they worth?
The Spawn Mobile. There's also Spawn Air Cycle.
Yeah, well, I don't have the Spawn Air Cycle or the horse or the Violator Chopper.
The Evil Knievel standing there by the Spawn Mobile?
Right here? No, that's the Punisher. That's my rubber Punisher.
There's Spawn, Violator Chopper. Okay, where the heck are they? Oh, these are from the very first series. The Spawn Mobile itself is worth $6 in the condition Steve has it. I also have one of them because I bought it.
You bought it before me.
It was like $10. It was cheap.
They were on sale, $9.90. I like the Violator rig. It's got all this little interesting
Excuse me. The Violator Monster rig is worth $7 like that. They're cool. I mean, a lot of moving parts.
Yeah, these had little missiles that launched, and there's my original Violator. This is the original from Series 1 Violator, which I want to comment. My good buddy Michael here broke them the first time he picked them up.
Yeah, I moved his mouth.
He moved his head and he broke the horn off the back. I want Mike to know, and if we could get a close-up sometime, we can compare legs from the Violator to Mike, and they look exactly alike.
We've got some other stuff in here, some other toys. What I picked up recently was, I got this through the internet because this was a direct-only toy. This is a Warrior Nun Ariella. This is from Antarctic Comics, and what this has is a special toy that they started selling. They're going to have 3 of them in. They're going to have is it the Mother Superior? and they're
Yeah, the
also going to
white-
have
the white
Shotgun.
nun.
Yeah, the white one, and they're going to have Shotgun Mary also. And these are only, you can only buy these in comic book stores or toy stores. They're not going to sell them in Kmart or Target or anything like that.
Just like in Toys R Us or KB Toys, stuff
So
like that.
they won't be in, well, no, I don't think they'll even have them. I think it's going to be in specialty toy stores.
But if you get a hold of us, we can give you the address to write to get them.
I mailed for this one. It was $10. Not bad.
No.
Now this one here is interesting. If you want to hold this for a second, this is from 1984. If I can find it, this is Secret Wars. I got to go back to the Marvel DC section, but this Secret Wars Spider-Man.
Black costume.
The black costume. Where the heck did Secret Wars go? Here it is. Spider-Man black costume, second series. In that condition right there, he's worth $38. Steve is holding more than he's worth in his hand. And if I had him in a package, he'd be worth $80. It's funny, I didn't even know. I got him up on a shelf. One day we'll have a show with just all my Spider-Man toys.
Oh yeah.
I've got to have at least 150 different Spider-Man toys. And
more than that. More than that. Cereal, potato chips, gum.
I've got all kinds of kites.
Yeah.
Got everything. So we'll do a show on that. But I saw that one and I'm like, holy cow, he's worth a lot of money.
Also, let me bring something up here about.
Where's my hat? Where's my hat?
A lot of different things. There's a lot of different toys that, like McDonald's, Burger King, and Arby's has out that are worth a lot of money. People don't really realize. I picked these up from McDonald's when they had the Spider-Man series. They had Mary Jane, Spider-Man, and then all the cars. I picked them up in the packages. They're worth like $9 or $10 a piece right now.
And the big thing with McDonald's toys, they increase in value no matter what the heck it is. They release millions of them, and those things become worth money because they're dispensable. Kids buy these, or kids get these things. A lot of them end up in the garbage or whatever.
Yeah, and
people that save this stuff, like the Toy Story stuff, those ones are pretty neat.
It's amazing. I mean, there's so many action figures out there that you can collect now. They're releasing it for every single series. This was a Carnage toy. I don't know where I picked that up.
That's cool.
I mean, you get stuff from Marvel, Carnage. I collected a lot of the Alien toys, which. I liked collecting them because I liked the way they wink. This one, the wings, and then got one else, a squirt gun and that. And I mean, we could go in for hours and hours on different prices on this stuff. And
you want to just show your Godzilla stuff?
Oh yeah.
Did you have an Alien one down there?
Yeah, I got a couple.
Follow us this way.
I got a couple Alien toys and a couple more Godzilla toys. This is probably one of my favorite Alien toys. It's I think it's like a dog alien. And you move its head and it goes swing, and it comes up with little spikes.
Let's see, I've got an alien price guide here. Any idea what the heck that is?
Let me see. Bull Alien is the name of it.
Bull Alien. How do you see that?
Bull Alien. That's the Bull Alien.
That's about $5.
$5 out of the package. I mean, I thought it was neat. And then we got a Crab Alien over here. And it launches stuff out of here. You move its arms and stuff like that, and it launches little missiles. And most of them.
Or is that the Arachnid?
No, this is the Crab Alien.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh, Kill Crab Alien?
Kill Crab Alien.
He's worth all of $2.50.
All of $2.50. I've got one of the original when they first came out.
Is that, you got a date on it?
19... no.
No date, huh?
No date, but when the original movie came out, I picked this one up.
They've got, if you're a real collector, from 1980 when it first came out, Kenner had an 18-inch figure. It's worth $185.
I mean, this is a Kenner.
Like this, without the box.
This is the Kenner figure. This is the Kenner figure of the small one.
It would be worth $500 in the box.
But what's cool about this one is you press it. Where's a little button? There's a button on it. You press it. Its chest explodes. I can't get it to do it. Its chest opens up and the arms fall off.
Done that a couple times.
Mine's chest is almost exploded. But I mean, this is one of my neat things because it is the original, one of the original ones. It really doesn't have a good paint job on it, but I said I bought this when the movie first came out.
99
Yeah, really, I'll have them repaint it. And then we go to my Godzillas. This is a small 1985 Godzilla. I like my little Godzillas. Somewhat fairly decent painted. It's like a harder rubber.
This one here, this one's a little sparker.
Here, let me get them going.
If you can get them sparking.
Little sparks come out of his mouth.
He's from 1985, Sparkle, or he's worth $5. He's worth $30 if you have a package for him.
I never got him in a package. So, and then my Pride and Joy. If anybody watches Roseanne, they got one of these on their back counter.
That's a relatively new Godzilla.
Yeah, this is from '85 also.
I think that one's 95, isn't it?
No, it's stamped on the bottom, 1985.
Oh yeah,
1985. Yep. This is a rubber one. This is more of a viable rubber that you can move.
Yeah, there's not too much of that there.
It's not too much, but I like it. I mean, like I said, me and Mike can go for hours and hours and hours on collectibles. My only word of advice to anybody who collects, collect what you like and what you like only. Don't collect something because I said, this is worth, don't go out and write it. Just collect it because you like it.
Well, unless you're in a store and you see it, and it's $10 and we said it, or you see that that it's worth $100, well, I'd buy it.
Yeah, I'd buy it too,
But if you look here, Steve, these are almost all Steve's toys here. Steve likes toys.
And then we also have one more special thing coming on in a minute.
But Steve collects these because he likes them. I mean, he's got a ton of them.
I like them.
They're neat. Toys. They're neat toys. They're neat to look at. But some of these you gotta watch because they are cheesy.
Yeah, they are cheesy, and like I said, small parts with little kids.
But anyhow, we'll be right back after this quick message, and I'll end up with the end of our show here. Right back.
You can help stop the violence. Hi, I'm Officer William Small. Violence is an ever-increasing part of today's world, but there are steps you can take to prepare and protect your child. Know where your kids may encounter violence. Be familiar with their surroundings and know their friends. Make time to talk with your child about potentially dangerous situations and make sure they know where to go for help. Rehearse with your child the steps he or she may need to take when faced with a violent situation. You can help stop the violence.
Sorry, we just rented it.
That's too many children for this unit. We have a very long waiting list for these apartments.
You couldn't manage alone here. I'm sorry, the owner has decided not to sell.
When you hear lines like these, suspect housing discrimination. Fair housing is the law. You can fight housing discrimination and win. Fair housing opens doors. Call toll-free 1-800-669-9777.
Next, we have our interview segment of the show. A couple months ago, we met with Robert A. Kraus, known for his book Executioner and for Shakan.
The Forever Man.
Yes, which was also a big hit with Sega.
Yeah.
So, we talked with Robert. He had a few things to say about comic books, about his creation process and stuff. So, let's take it over there and see what he's got to say. We're here with Robert A. Kraus. He's the creator of many characters that you know and love. If you've ever played any video games, you may know his main character, which is how do you say it?
Shakan the Forever Man.
Shakan. And a couple years ago, Bob had sent me that first issue of the comic, and we reviewed it back then, and he's had a couple new things going on since that time, so I'm going to talk, see what's going. You've got a new comic out now, right?
Yeah, it's called The Executioner. It's my newest character since the Shakan books. He's basically like Shakan. He goes around killing demons, lots of violence, that type of thing. But what's cool about it is the storyline. It's the viewer sort of interacts with the ending of the book, and the ending that the viewer chooses, or the reader chooses, sort of tells a little bit about the reader. You know what I mean? It's what ending you like to the book will tell a lot about the type of person you are. So it's sort of, I did it because it was a different type of book, had a different hook to it.
So if you're the one if you choose for everybody to die or something, that type of thing?
Yeah, it sort of tells us a little bit about how warped you are.
So you probably want everybody to write in and tell which one they chose, so you can see how demented most of your readers are.
Oh yeah, I know most of them are demented, so there's nothing wrong with that.
So how's things been going? I know you've gotten into a lot of things. A while back we had reviewed your video also, and you said that you were getting into some other multimedia and things like that, right?
Yeah, I'm going to be doing audiobooks. That's one of my latest projects. I have another video, a documentary being done on me and my work and everything. So that's going to be... being put together now, and they've already done some footage on that. Yeah, I've been doing card games, action figure design work, all kinds of stuff. So really, I'm trying to do a little bit of everything.
Great. Now, Shay Khan, he was a very popular character for you. Did you come up with the comic before you had the deal with Sega, or was that after, together?
Yeah, basically, Shay Khan started out as a backup character in a book I published in the early 80s called Thunder Mace. And basically, I was like one of the first of the quote-unquote independent publishers, way before even like the black and white bust of the 80s or the late 80s. And he was very popular. Everyone kept going, wow, I like this character, Shay Khan. So I eventually gave him his own book, which was the Shay Khan #1 title that you reviewed before. Well, that was picked up by a game designer from Sega, and he's like, wow, he called me up, wow, this is a really cool storyline. I'd like to do a video game. And so we negotiated for a couple months, and then I worked with Sega for about a year and a half, getting the groundwork done for the video game.
Now, is the game based, okay, it's based on your character, but is the plot of the game, I mean, does it involve things that you helped create?
Oh, yeah, I was involved with like the level designs, how they looked. Some of the bosses he fights in the game came from my pencils and everything. And they were really cool to work for. They flew me out to the West Coast, and I met everyone involved with the project, from the animators to the president, vice president, what have you. And it was really cool. I was given right of first approval in my contract, so I was able to make sure maintain the integrity of the character. They exceeded all my expectations. They did a great job. Great job.
Well, that's good. I mean, you always hear a lot of bad business deals, but apparently with that kind of thing, especially since this was in the 80s that came out, right?
The video game, it came in the mid 90s, about 92, 93 is when it came out.
Okay, but you hear a lot, with the business world, you never know. A lot of people get the shaft end of deals, but you must have worked out a good deal with them in order that they, exceeded expectations.
Yeah, I hear a lot of horror stories about people doing this and that, and that's one of the reasons why I decided to get into the independent publishing, so I would have control of my character and my ideas and things like that. I didn't want to create something for like a Marvel or DC, and then they, merchandise, and then I end up, not getting my original art back, not getting my credit where credit was due, or any deals like that. I mean, if you have the personality and you have the drive to own your own business, then you should pursue that. And I always had that type of discipline and stuff, that I'd like to do that.
That's great. Now, what do you plan on doing with the Executioner here? Is he going to get into any of your other things, your audio books or anything like that, or is that going to be, Shay Khan?
The audio books will be a little bit of everything from, I teach at the University of Akron how to draw like dynamic illustration, things like that. So I'm going to do like tapes on how to break into the field, or how to market your work, how to copyright your work, things like that. Shay Khan has a book that'll be on audio tape. The Executioner, basically right now, he's a one-shot. He's also going to be with like all my characters, like matted prints and posters, and I'll do things with him in the future. He's also in card game that I have coming out called The Dragon War, and that'll be out in a couple months. And so I put all my characters in different media, so it's a lot of fun.
Good. Are you is this Executioner, is this out now in the stores?
It will be released real soon. We're going to be shipping a bunch out this week to the distributors. But as of right now, I've just been selling them at the shows. But yeah, I am distributed through like Diamond, so it'll be out in the stores.
Now, do you the card game that you're doing? It's kind of, you said it's a board game too. Now, are you putting that whole thing together yourself and going to be marketing it, or you got somebody else doing that?
Yeah, I wanted. I've been doing a lot of like black and white comics and stuff like that. And for RAK's first full color project, I was thinking about doing a comic as that, but I'm really known a lot as a science fiction fantasy illustrator as opposed to just doing the comics. So I wanted a vehicle that would showcase a lot of the art I've done over the years.
Like we promised you earlier in the show, we have a special guest, John LaJoy from the band Metropolis. And John, what'd you bring down today?
Well, we have a couple of Batman things. Batman figurine from 1972. Buddy of mine got him on a trade. Actually, it was my drummer from the band. Must have traded a couple broken sticks or something for him. And we have a Batmobile.
So 1974 on that one.
1974. So I've had this since I was a kid.
The paint job on this one is pretty neat because it's like, if you look at this looks like the original Batmobile.
The real one.
Well, what's up with the little metal rod here on the bottom?
He spins around and moves around.
Yeah, it spins around. Feelers are kind
Does it work? Or haven't you tried it?
I haven't tried it in quite a long time. It just sort of sits idle, and amongst other Batman stuff that I have. This kind of stuff came out when the Adam West series was syndicated, and the hype was all over again, and that's when we sort of got this.
You have a lot of
Christmas.
You have a lot of Batman stuff?
I'm mostly into the comics and stuff like that. I really enjoy the character. It's basically so I stick with that line, but he is a very, very hard thing to collect because of so many different magazines and so many toys available.
Do you have a lot of toys?
Recent stuff off the movies and stuff like that, but nothing that really goes way back.
Do you have them booming card sets?
I have some of them.
Ooh, the ones that are worth like $1.95 for 250 cards.
Yes, I have some scattered around.
On the Batman stuff, why did you just start collecting? Why? I mean,
well, the character appealed to me because I don't know. I was always into the character because he was a regular dude. Just there actually could be a Batman.
What do you mean a regular dude? He was a billionaire.
Well,
Okay, he was almost regular.
He was almost regular, except he had money.
Actually, I was trying to get a grant from him, so.
Cool.
But that's why I started getting into that as opposed to Superman, which I did get a little bit into. That's henceforth the name Metropolis, and sort of stuck with the Batman line.
Cool. Okay.
Well,
thank you for being on.
Thanks for joining us. And, well, this is all the time we have for the show this week. It's been a pleasure showing you Steve's toy line.
My toy line, because I got lots of them. But in the next couple months, we'll do another show. Maybe we can John to come on again with his Batman stuff.
And if you have a toy collection, something like this, that has to do with comic books. I mean, we're not just going to come.
I'm not going to come and do Michael Jordan collectibles.
Exactly. But if you have comic book related toys and you want to see your set or your figures and everything on the show, then send us an email at COMX-TV@moran.com. We'll show you on the screen, or write to us, P.O. Box 220, Buffalo, New York 14225. I'm Mike Rizzo.
And I'm Steve Przybyla. And I'd like to send out a special thanks to the Buffalo Dart Center for letting us use their facilities today here at 9 West Northrop Place off of Main Street, 1 block down from Windspear.
Right near Queen City.
Right near Queen City Books, right on the same building, right around the block. I'd like to thank Nick, Christopher, and Jeff Off for the use of their facilities. Thanks a lot, guys, and take it easy. Like we say each and every week, when you go into that store to pick up that action figure or comic, tell them you've seen it on
COMX-TV.
See ya.
Bye-bye.